Hey, Bay County Outdoors. We're here with Pam Anderson at the historic Captain Anderson's Marina. It's a somewhat of a gloomy day today, kind of fitting for the topic we're going to talk about. Last week there was a lot of new information released on red snapper.
Yes.
I don't think all of us really understand how we got to this point and what we can do moving forward. You are one of our local experts at this topic. I was wondering if you could share with the viewers what's happening and what measures we can take to help fight this.
Okay. Well, there are two issues that can continue to be in front of us as recreational anglers, and that is the push for sector separation, which means dividing the recreational sector between charter boats, head boats, and private anglers. And the other, once the management gets catch shares, they want to appoint, catch shares. Once they get the sector separation, they want to get catch shares. Okay, so what that means is in fishery today is they would say, okay, this many fish according to the overall quota goes to charter boats, this many fish go to head boats, and this many fish go to recreational anglers. And what they're headed for with recreational anglers is fish tags. Okay, well, we think that the whole scheme is wrong, and the reason we do is because they are very clear that they believe that they need to reduce the number of people who are fishing. And we think that we need to be growing the fishery to meet the demands of the communities. And that's why we have the Bay County Artificial Reef Association, Emerald Coast Reef Association, Mexico Beach Artificial Reef Association. So we are trying to rebuild the fishery, and we are, and that's very evident with what you're seeing being caught out there. But this push continues by NOAA management. And so what happened this last week is there was a court ruling, the commercial fishermen and 3 charter boat operators, one is actually here in town, and Environmental Defense Fund took NOAA and CCA, a recreational organization, to court, saying that we had caught too many fish and we are overfishing our allowance. And according to the numbers, we are, but we believe that the data needs to be checked and investigated because we believe that there are some issues that are very questionable in that data. So, because of that ruling, 2 weeks ago, the Gulf Council last week said, well, we have to do what the judge says. So what he determined, or they determined from that ruling, was they had to add accountability measures, which means they're going to, if we overfish in the future, we are going to have to have a quota taken away the next year. If we overfish, they think that we're overfishing during the season, they're going to cut the season off before it ends according to the number of days.
So we really can't plan at this point.
We can't plan, and that all plays into reducing participation in the fishery. They know that people are frustrated. They've got boats. They want to go out and catch the red snapper. There are plenty of them out there, but the more the frustration comes, more and more people are saying, this is a very expensive hobby, and I don't know whether this is worth it anymore. And that's the intent.
And the troubling thing about that for residents of Bay County or any of the Gulf states, the economic impact of red snapper, not just on charter boats or head boats, but on the local businesses is tremendous. And I don't think that's being realized when NOAA is looking at what this does to our community.
Right, and actually the recreational fishery alone in Florida is a $5 billion industry. 94,000 jobs depend on the recreational fishery, and 39% of that money comes in from out of state, so it affects our tourism. So it's very important to the coastal communities to continue providing the fish that the customers want, to continue fishing and to keep on, helping our tourism dollars, stretch and so forth. So what, besides the accountability measures, they said that because in this ruling, because we had overfished for 4 of the last 5 years by 2 million pounds a year, that they were going to deduct that from this year's and next year's recreational quota.
Right.
So that's how we got to 11 days instead of 40 days.
I guess the hardest thing, and where we get most of the questions at Bay County Outdoors, especially emails from readers, when you go out in the Gulf, if you're looking for red grouper or looking for any other bottom species, you
Right.
cannot get your bait through the snapper.
That's correct.
We went out in Mexico Beach and we were looking for red grouper, and we had really big red snapper schooling around the boat that came up from 100 foot of water.
Right.
So for a recreational, I guess if you could help explain, we're seeing more snapper than we've ever seen.
Right.
How are they coming up with the numbers saying that we're overfishing?
Okay, the term overfishing means we are catching more pounds of fish than what the regulators wanted us to catch. Okay, according to the Magnuson law, we are not supposed to overfish a certain limit. Well, the limit is way up here, and the accountability measures are way down here. If we overfish this level, then they say that we're overfishing. Okay, and this is where the law says we need to be. But if we go over this amount, it's
Right.
when they say we're overfishing and that we need to pay back or have accountability measures or whatever. Okay, there's one thing that people don't understand, and this is hard to explain, but I'll try. I'll do my best. Okay, in 2006, we had a 6-month season, 4-fish bag limit. The average fish weighed 3.2 pounds. Okay, so with that, we were able to harvest 1.4 million fish. Okay, today, with about the same or a little bit more quota in pounds, we're only harvesting between 525 and 550,000 fish. Okay, so we're harvesting a third the number of fish. I've asked NOAA about this, NOAA in Washington, and they've said this is the way we do things. And I said, well, you're not giving the recreational anglers credit for the million fish that they've left in the water since 2006. And so that is unreasonable. And they said that is the way we do things, and that is how we're going to continue doing things. And that is, to me, the problem.
So Pam, with this information, what are we doing in the short term? What can we do in the long term to fix this problem?
Okay, in the short term, the Gulf Council has determined to cut back to the 11-day season.
Right.
Okay, they put those new accountability measures in place, so we will be punished for overfishing if we take more fish in that 11 days than they wanted us to take. And then another issue that has come up since the Gulf Council meeting, actually the day after the Gulf Council meeting, was Louisiana decided they only have a 3-mile limit, so they don't get out very far and don't catch many red snapper in state waters. But they decided to go from an 88-day state season to a 365-day state season. And so Dr. Crabtree said on Friday in one of our conference calls that may change our 11-day season. And they said that NOAA or NEMS would have to look at that.
And if Florida does the same thing, that again could also impact the federal season.
Yes, exactly.
Right.
Okay, and the people who get hurt in this, and Dr. Crabtree knows this, and he's very aware of it, and the reason why he instituted Amendment 30B in the law, you'll hear a lot of folks in the charter industry talk about Amendment 30B. That prevents us from fishing in state waters when state waters are open and federal waters are closed. So what that relates to is we have 11 days, all these boats have 11 days of profitability out of the year. And the rest of the days, they will be taking folks out. They have lots of fun. They catch lots of fish, but they're not catching the fish that they want to catch,
Right.
except for the catch and release. And we are catching a lot of snapper, just like you said, and so we will catch and release those fish.
We'll put up information on how to get in touch with the Recreational Fishing Alliance if you'd like to join and help the fight. And Pam, On behalf of everybody in Bay County, I want to thank you for being on the
Oh,
front lines. I know you put a
absolutely.
lot of work into this, and you continue to put a lot of work into it. So I hope everyone gets behind you and gets
Well,
behind
thank
this
you.
this issue
Thank
and
you.
helps support it.
We've been taking passengers for hire since 1920, and we'd like to continue
Yep,
that
yes, ma'am.
that tradition. And we know that we're going to continue fishing, whether we have red snapper or not. And folks are going to have a good time with their families.
That's right. Yes, it will.
Whether we have snapper or not, but we want to get their snapper back.
Yeah. Great. Thank you, Pam.
Okay. Thank you.